Hello everybody and welcome to a round 1 matchup of CALLOUS Invitational. This matchup is between Teclis, who is on as Ocean Ahead. I don't get the reference. I'm not sure exactly what it is. And he's playing the Thelinearcurve, who is the Thelinearcurve. So Teclis has just come out of winning the Group A play-ins, I believe. And Lanier, this is his first game of the tournament. It's worth noting that I think the knowledge was just being shared around in the server yesterday that Lanier is 20-5 across this entire competition. So with all of the last invitationals combined, his record for series is 20-5. He's won 20 series in CALLOUS Invitational in its entirety and lost 5. So yeah, that's way more than any other player. It's insane. And Teclis has a mountain to climb to right in front of him here. I mean, Lanier the heavy favorite going into this. I think there was a prediction thread, and Lanier was like, he had over 50 votes and Teclis had like 7 or something like that. So it was really, people think this is gonna be one-sided, but I think Teclis has other plans, so let's get right into it. I'm going to play it on slow. So Teclis going to lead Tar, Desert Dust, and Lanier going to lead Rachi. Okay, so when you see lead Rachi, there's 2 things that generally go into my mind. It's either A, you're using a stall team that doesn't have a good lead, and this is some sort of CM wish set, or B, it's an offensive mix set, perhaps banned, perhaps just a decent amount of attack investment, or just a decent mix set, maybe D-punch or whatever. Really too early to tell. Teclis not going to play around though, he's going to go straight to Scarm. And Lanier fires off what we can presume to be hidden power fighting. Did a decent chunk, so either Scarm is not bulky or Rachi is adamant. Thunder doing 91 there. I would wager that Rachi is probably 252 plus special attack or whatever. It's quite especially offensive, and that Scarm rate, more importantly, was probably YOLO Scarm, probably YOLO Scarm. If it's taking 91 from an unboosted Thunder. Anyway, Tar gonna come back out here. My voice is cracking because it's so early. Earthquake's here for 90, so that Rachi has no defense investment. And he returns with a 60% hidden power fighting. Rachi is really, really slow, slower than T-Tar, so that's probably maybe max speed T-Tar, I'm not sure. Either way, that Rachi is super slow. You would think that using mixed Rachi would be, one of the reasons you would use it would probably be to outspeed things like that, but didn't work out that way for Lanier. Anyway, he does get the revenge kill here with Dougie, who is now taking 1 spikes damage. Okay, so Lanier makes a really nice double there on Gar. You would think, Gar coming out that Blissey or, whatever your Gar counter is, but Lanier just goes straight into Zap. If Gar had Ice Punch there, probably wasn't obligated to because he was expecting to switch, but if he had, Zap would have been clocked by that, and if that's an offensive Gar and an offensive Zapdos, that may have been a 2-hit KO. So Lanier was probably expecting maybe a Wisp or something, and he's running some form of special offense team that probably doesn't have immediate Gengar checks, but kind of overwhelms Gar by, every mon on the team hitting it for 50% plus. So it's just one of those, take it as it goes kind of Gar counters. Either way, Teclis makes a double here to meta, which did not work out. Lanier gets the better end of that exchange. Teclis probably prompted to switch here. So we're going to see a Jolt, and we're going to see a Rain Dance from Zapdos. So perhaps the team looks too offensive to be weather reset, so maybe a Rain team in general. It's hard to tell right now. Either way, Zap fires off a T-Wave, and so does Jolt. So we see pretty kind of, both mons going to be neutralized a bit. Zap does 44 here with hidden power ice. That's presumably hidden power ice. Oh, I shouldn't have got that, but That's definitely modest zap based on that damage, and that Gar has not got a huge amount of investment. So much so to the point where Teclis actually feels that he needs to exchange the Gar here with the zap. I don't know about that. I mean, that Jolteon is pretty much relegated now to just walling zap. Once Jolt is powered, it's kind of useless against everything else, so all it really does is just kind of volt absorb everything zap has. Anyway, Teclis feels the obligation to boom on that zap and just get rid of it. So he considers it a big threat, and now we know why. Kuhn here does not appreciate zap. Kuhn probably going to be a big issue to this team if it is rain. Kuhn is great versus rain, as is every bulky water other than Swampert. And what's also really relevant here is Doug is great versus Jolt and Meta here. Maybe even Adamant too, so it might even kill Meta. But Teclis makes the better end of the switch by going Kuhn. And now that Lanier's got he's got a spike up, he doesn't really want to switch with 3 mons left, so he actually feels obligated to stay in here. There's a great opportunity for Teclis to get ahead. Oh, he actually clicks Combine. That's probably a misplay, to be honest. Well, it's tough to tell. I mean, it's a tough scenario here for Teclis. He's definitely very behind. And that's probably adamant damage. Well, maybe adamant damage 47. Yeah, it's probably added Doug. So this Kuhn is going to be put really, really low now. Goes down to 12%. So Lanier's otherwise, full health Kuhn going into this against Doug is now at 12. Doug definitely gets the better end of that. And Ludicolo comes out, so it is the rain team that we thought it was. Ludicolo probably just going to HB Grass here and take out the Kuhn. Yeah, so really rough spot now for Teclis. It looks as though Meta is his only chance of getting back here. And, yeah, that's insult to injury. It actually just gets crit. I don't know what that meta set was. It could have easily been agility. Probably still wouldn't have done it at this stage. He would have still needed a crit, so not great for him. Maybe if he had a special set, it could have psychicked, but nah, it's not a good position for Teclis. Regardless, this Ludicolo does have Lumberry here, but it does not matter for Teclis. There's no more outs for him. Jolt is powered, and Lanier still has 2 on reveals. Okay, so Lanier takes game 1. I'm just thinking, obviously it was a rough matchup for Teclis, but how would he have fared versus the last 2? Probably a team that pertains to the theme of rain, so probably more. I'm thinking another Rainer on that team, maybe a Kingdra or something. Definitely needs a rock resist, so maybe a Suicune in there would help with Dougie. Yeah, maybe a Suicune there. Maybe something else to take a hit from Zap as well, so maybe I was thinking maybe a Lax or something. It's tough to say, really. But either way, yeah, this matchup was hugely favourable to Lanier. Gets a pretty easy game 1 here, in some senses. Not due to Teclis making any enormous misplays, but I mean, Lanier really had this one on a plate. Jolt teams do terribly versus Ludicolo, and what actually versus Rain, and what actually makes it worse is this Ludicolo was Lumberry, so even if it had rained on Jolt, it was just going to be able to eat that T-Wave up and then run through the rest of the team with Hydro Pump. So that's not a great matchup for Teclis. He's definitely going to be putting this one behind him and focusing more on the next game. Yeah, so speaking of the next game, I'll see you guys then. Hope you enjoyed.